What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Today, I'm bringing you a new program breakdown. Basically, thanks to our boy Croissant, I was able to acquire his gym equipment, and it's a lot of gym equipment at that, so thanks to him for that. And this has opened the door to me being able to do multiple new exercises, not having to compensate for not having weights by doing harder variations, which allows me to simplify my program and also make it more customizable and more fun and tailored towards my own preferences. So in that regard, we are going to be doing very well. So I want to give you also this new format in which you can access the Google Sheets link. So you can access all of my programs and not just one program specifically. You just search it by the name. So yeah, basically that's it. So today we have basically the program I built that I'm going to be doing for a while. You're going to see that in terms of exercise selection, the only thing that changes is now I do them weighted and maybe having soft variations, if you will, or like body weight or weights variations. But I'm going to be doing what I was basically doing before with an added extra pull day. Just so I can, develop the traps and the posterior chain as a whole, the glutes included, but in a very simple manner. I don't want to have to be doing Bulgarian split squats, deadlifts, or whatever. I want to, be able to do what I was doing before, and as a side thing, start developing the posterior chain and the traps. So, a couple of things that I want to clarify about this program. The main focus of this program is going to be arms and the back, as always. Just in this case, I added the forearms as a higher priority than, let's just say, maximum back development is like they're toe to toe in that regard. So I'm going to be adding a lot of forearm work in terms of curls and in terms of pull-ups. So with that explanation out of the way, we can begin. The split is, as always, upper arms, just that we have an extra pull day. So I'm going to be doing upper one, then doing arms, upper one, pull day, arms, a rest day, and then I'm going to be doing an upper day with a pulling movement that involves the posterior chain, then arms, and then rest. Very simple. So let's begin. With the first upper day, we're going to be doing weighted fat grip neutral pull-ups for 4 to 5 reps, 4 sets. This absolutely destroys your forearms if you do them correctly, like with the full range of motion, squeezing as hard as you can on every single rep, and giving time for your forearms to adjust to the exercise, because it is true that when you start doing fat grip pull-ups, they are very difficult and you can barely do, a couple of reps with your body weight. You have to get accustomed to the movement and how it works. And once you nail that down, you can start doing fat grip pull-ups with weights, which I'm able to do now. I managed to hit actually 20 fat grip pull-ups. I was like, okay, now I need to add weight, and weighted ring dips. I mean, what else can I say? An excellent movement to develop the whole pressing muscles. Very happy with the movement, and it's very challenging as well. I would say even better than regular dips in terms of getting more out of less weight and developing the chest, not so much the triceps, although the triceps are still going to get hit just because of the nature of the movement. 4 sets of each, 3 to 6 for the dips, which a lot of people might say, well, that's a little bit harmful to the shoulders. I personally don't have that issue with ring dips. Sometimes with regular dips, but not as frequent as most people. I think that's because I have built the tissue capacity to tolerate this higher amount of weight on every single set. And for the weighted fat grip pull-ups, I think that 5 reps is the sweet spot for the movement, mainly due to the fact that once you go higher rep, your forearms become way more of a limiting factor than the back. And if you go lower, then basically you're not working the forearms as much as you could. So it's not that the back becomes a limiting factor, it's just that your back doesn't get worked and your forearms don't get work nearly to the same extent they would if you did like 4 to 5 reps. Um, I think that 5 is great for that specific reason. And the goal is not to just work the forearms, is to have like the same way a regular dip is a chest and shoulder movement with a little bit of tricep. I want this movement to be forearm and back movement with a little bit, you know, of arm involvement as well in terms of the biceps or the brachialis because we're doing neutral grip. So in that regard, that's how I want to approach it. Then on the second superset, we have ring push-ups and super wide grip pull-ups and reverse curls. As you can see, a lot of forearm work. 2 sets, super wide grip and ring push-ups, and then the reverse curls just to finish off the forearms and also work the brachialis as well. So as you can see, very complete day in terms of the upper body with very simple exercises and not a lot of complexity. Now, if I feel that I'm not able to get 5 reps, or I feel that going weighted is going to be counterproductive, I can drop the weights to be doing for the fat grip pull-ups 8 to 12 or 6 to 10, and for the ring dips 6 to 8. I think is going to be the sweet spot. And yeah, if I need the variation, I'm going to be doing some variation of either neutral wide grip for the fat grip pull-ups, or just straight up fat grip pronated. And for the ring dips, I may rotate them with dips if I feel I really need to do a variation. Maybe I can also add pauses as well to prevent overuse in various points of the movement, especially at the bottom and at the top, which are the hardest, which are going to allow me to shift the amount of weight that I'm using. So yeah, that's all for the first upper day. Then we have the pull day, in which I do deadlift paired with leg raises. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. 3 to 5 reps of deadlift and 4 sets of leg raises. You compress the spine and you decompress it alongside the shoulders. When you do the leg raises, you also develop the abs. Not much more than that. And you also work the hip flexors and hip extensors. Then we have the second superset, which is barbell rows, neck curls, neck extensions, to work the yoke and the neck. I mean, and again, working the back, as simple as you can get. Then we have the arm day, in which I start off with either dumbbell curls or hammer curls, which I can do within the same session. So it's not a one or the other. I can do both, or I can do just one. Doesn't matter. And I can do them in whatever order, as long as I do a total of 3 sets. Then we have band extensions and face pulls with the rings. And then I do, and sorry, this is a mistake from my part, is supposed to be like this and like this. So I either do pelican curls, easy bar curls, or both in whatever order, and the same goes with the extensions. Sometimes I may even do them in a drop set. So just for you to keep in mind, 4 sets of each, and I add rest pause to every single set. So just so you guys know. And then we have weighted super wide grip pull-ups to still be working the back. As you can see, there's high back frequency, although not insanely high volume. Then we have the second, and also this arm day is going to be done twice a week. So on Wednesday and on Saturday, I'm going to be doing this arm workout, and that's why I have so much variation within the session. The general structure is going to be the same, although from session to session, soft variations may change. So that's on that side. Then on the upper 2, we have weighted chin-ups, weighted ring dips, and the pulling movement that is going to work my posterior chain after my back is pretty fatigued. It's going to be barbell rows. Again, with the ring dips, it's going to be more like 6 to 12, and the weighted chin-ups, I'm going to keep the 3 to 6. Then we have barbell rows, ring pike push-ups, and leg raises. So as you can see, of course, quads are lacking, but because I don't really care about quads and calves, but the rest of the body is, I would say, taken care of pretty nicely. And if I wanted to work quads, instead of doing barbell rows, I would do basically some type of Bulgarian split squat, because the overall back volume is still pretty high. So that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think about the program in the comments below. I'm hearing you out, and as always, thanks for watching.